Hey, gang, what's up? We're here for our back, bicep, and shoulder workout today. We've got some basic stuff. We're not ending with like an AMRAP or a burnout or anything super crazy. Literally just the basics. So we're working some high volume, low rep, higher rep, um, moderate weight. So a nice little balance of challenge to the point where you can train very close to failure, if not to failure. So we've got one, two, three supersets, uh, four exercises total. No, I'm sorry, six exercises total. First superset's going to be 4 rounds. Everything else is going to be 3 rounds. I've got 30s, 20s, 15s, 10s. You might need something lower than 10s, depending on what you typically do for reverse fly and shoulder work. I have a chair. You could grab a chair, bench, box, anything that you need for seated work. I also have my resistance band coming in at the end for seated rows. So, cable machine works great if you're at the gym. And I would say resistance wise, something moderate to heavy for your seated rows. So I'm going to go ahead and get my music back. I did a dynamic stretch. What I did in the stretch was bow and arrow. I did some reverse fly with body weight. I did some inchworm walkouts. I went into some cat and cow. So if you need that type of stretching, go ahead and pause this, take your dynamic stretch. And one thing that I like to do for back specifically is either start the workout or end the workout. I prefer to start the workout like this versus ending it like this, but working on assisted pull-ups. All right, and if you're not quite there yet, if you don't have access to pull-up bar or assisted pull-up machine, then sometimes I just like to take a resistance band and go through that motion. Okay, so you get a little bit of resistance. Um, you get to kind of warm up the shoulders and shoulder blades and the back a little bit, and that's a really great option. All right, so we've got overhead presses. I'm going to go seated for these. We're only working 6 to 8 reps, and then we're going to take a hinged reverse fly from right here. All right, so we've got 6 to 8 overhead presses followed by 8 to 12 rear delt flies. All right, so I'm going to start with 20s for my overheads. 6 to 8. So my goal is to get progressively heavier with this rep range. But we do have 4 sets, and it is a superset, so I'm not going to kick things off super heavy and burn myself out. So I like to take the first round and just kind of stay. Seated work is really, really, really amazing for core stability. Good stuff. All right. Superset 1, round 1. Done. 3 more to go. Now we've already established this quite a few times, but just to review, the best way to get a snatched waist is to create the illusion of a narrow waist by building the lats. And that's exactly what we're doing. So let's stop skipping back or not prioritizing back or thinking I can't get a good back workout at home or with dumbbells only or dumbbells in a resistance band, because that is bullshit. And we're going to prove that to be untrue today. Nice easy tempo. I like a 3-3 tempo. My triceps are still sore from Monday's workout. That will happen. What I want you to start to think about to improve your mindset and eliminate self-doubt. I'm doing a full training on this today, but the limiting beliefs that show up for you and the negative self-talk, sometimes you're unaware of it, and sometimes it's just from legitimately being around people who use that kind of language when they're speaking about themselves or other people, and you may not even be aware of your thoughts. Okay, mindset is literally the way you think about yourself, about other people. And if you're not really aware of those thoughts, the first step is becoming aware. The second step is challenging them. So when you hear somebody talk negatively about their body or somebody else's body or their ability or somebody else's ability, I want you to start to question just a healthy amount of skepticism, and then that will lead to challenging thoughts and beliefs. Well, I'm not saying somebody else's thoughts and beliefs and the things that they say need to affect you necessarily, but this is where our thoughts come from. It's from who we surround ourselves by, the stories that we tell, the things that we've heard from other people. These sort of things then lead to our belief system. So if you're not surrounding yourself by positive, uplifting people, chances are you might have some beliefs based on things that other people have said that has zero fucking truth or any validity whatsoever. So what you're gonna have to start doing is just challenge it. Challenge it. Where's the evidence? Okay? Why should I have this thought or belief? Where is the evidence to support this? And if it's literally just because something happened in the past, great. The past doesn't dictate the future. It just doesn't. So that's your goal today, is to go out, challenge certain thoughts that are keeping you stuck in a negative loop. Just ask, where's the evidence to support this. Do this in here too. If you're somebody who thought, oh, who the fuck am I to pick up that weight? I can't lift that weight. Where's the evidence to support that? Where is it? Because last time I checked, if you're here, you're fucking lifting weights most days. Which would indicate that over time, you're getting stronger to the point where you can eventually pick up heavier weights than you started with. And your muscles will be ready for that challenge because you're following the right strength programming. And if you're consistent as fuck, that's all the evidence that you need to support your ability and what you're capable of doing. Look at the action. Yeah, if you're somebody who really isn't consistent or really doesn't show up, or you really don't push yourself that much, sure, maybe you have some skepticism there. If you're somebody who shows up, is consistent, constantly works hard, constantly trains close to failure, why on earth would you think you couldn't load a barbell with heavy weights, or grab heavy dumbbells, or grab a heavy barbell? Why? It's up here. There's no reason for it. Let's stop putting those limitations on ourselves before we even attempt something. Attempt then fail, attempt then fail, attempt then fail, attempt then fail, and keep going forward. Because the failure is what's supposed to happen. Last set, best set. Good. I hope that was everything you needed from a 6 to 8 rep range. 8 to 12, just to remind you. All right, good shit. We're moving over to a bent over row. 3 sets. With our bent over row, it's a 6 to 8 rep range. I'm gonna take a short little breather, just like at least 30 seconds to a minute, something, you know, some kind of recovery. With single arm work is the best. You get an automatic rest per side. We're not working anything in between this move, so focus on isolating that one side. That's going to really help you nail that control and that focus in your form. Switch to the other side, repeat for 3 rounds. So here we go. Elbow comes back, not up. Same thing other side. Same thing other side. Here we go. Lost an AirPod. There we go. I never know if it's ever gonna like click back on after you lose an AirPod. What was I just gonna say? There we go. Music is done. What I want you to focus on is creating that core stability. There we go. When you're in this bent over hinged position, you don't realize it, but your core is doing a lot of that stabilization work. What the fuck? To keep you in that hinged position, okay? So if all right, so strong hinge, draw that navel into the spine right here. Make sure in this position you are centered, meaning I'm not pulling my one shoulder, I'm not pulling the other shoulder. I am nice and stable here for right now, okay? We have our chair for support. And if I lose focus long enough, I can actually feel my body getting lazy with the core. I can actually feel it. All right. Here we go. Round 3. All right. Awesome shit. We've got seated around the world. This is where I might need to grab an 8. A set of 8s or a set of 5s. We'll see how it goes with 10s. Essentially, we're going to take our dumbbells by either side all the way around the world. All right, so we've got 8 to 10 reps of those, and then I'm going to get into a bicep curl drop set. Seated, standing, doesn't matter. So in a drop set, you start with the heaviest weight selection that you're comfortable with. 8 to 12 is the range. Then we drop it down to a lighter option. Again, 8 to 12. And then we drop that weight again with that lightest weight option, and you go until failure. So it doesn't matter if you fail at 2, 3, 4, or 27. But the goal is to get to failure. So here we go. Time for bicep curls. Oh. Okay. I'm starting with 20s. We're gonna see how it goes. Drop sets are so freaking hard. Okay, and if I didn't mention it, we don't recover. We go right into the next set. Eight. Last set. Here we go. Remember, it's total failure. So, if you ask yourself, can I do one more? And you're going to start that rep. You're going to go until you're literally failing mid-rep, okay? That's the goal. All right. I have to let it go because I felt like my form was shit towards the end, but I thought to myself, I'm only going to get like 3 or maybe 4. All right, so that was a lot better than I anticipated. All right, back to our around the world. Still 2 more sets of those, and bicep curls are done. Thank God. Set number 2 around the world. And then we finish off with our seated row, resistance band or cable. Awesome job. Quick sip of water. Oh my goodness. Okay. One more set and then a seated row. It always does amaze me. It amazes me. The new set of criteria or standards that I set for what makes a challenging workout challenging. Like, how many times did I fail or get close to failure? How many times did my muscles shake? Do my muscles feel like swollen? And it's crazy to me that I used to measure the success of a workout by things that were completely irrelevant, like how much I was sweating, which sweating is not an indication of anything. That's your body's cooling down mechanism. I used to measure the success of my workouts by how many calories I burnt, how fatigued I felt, how out of breath I felt, how much cardio I did. You know, not about how good my form was, how much weight I was able to lift. Legitimately, none of that. 8 to 12 reps. Good stuff. Good stuff. If you want a little back stretch or a little bonus core work, we can do some back extensions in between. Your low back is definitely a part of your core. So it's important not to neglect low back work, but also understand that, you know, core stabilization is, it's involved more than you think, okay? So, like right now, I am stabilizing my core just by staying in this seated position. In this position, I'm able to obviously work on the lats, but I'm also working on posture, working on my center of gravity. Again, if you're at the gym, the seated cable row with just like a narrow grip attachment will work great, or you could use dual handles. Okay, and keep a tight grip there. planning on throwing those in there. Just felt called to do it instead of rest because, you know, your low back's important. Adjust your resistance however you need to adjust it. This is our last set. All right, optional finish, or go into this last set of back extension. Awesome shit. Go ahead and stretch, hang in child's pose, cool it down, walk, move outside of this workout. Stretch, eat your protein, eat your carbs, hydrate. Slay the rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.